start कर सकते हैं.
I think we are live. Yeah.
So welcome back, friends. 4:30 in the evening, and that time is again which we have been doing for last 3 days. Uh, Yesterday you were in Waterloo. Day before that you were in Calgary, and today we are in neighborhood of Waterloo. Neighborhood Waterloo, say 110 kilometers west of Waterloo. The air is little bit cooler. The climate is very nice today. First of all, I'll welcome the dignitaries with me today. We have Sandra. She is International Marketing Director for uh, TMUIC, and Utkarsh, whom you recognize now, Regional Student Recruitment Director, North India, Navitas. Hi,
Hi
Utkarsh. Hi,
everyone.
Sandra.
Sakal.
Everyone.
Thank you for joining in today.
Thank you.
And
Yes.
the last two cities, Calgary and Waterloo, they were incredible, but very different from today. Today, we are going where the energy is the loudest in Canada and the city which Punjabis love a lot. Yes, you're right. We are moving to Toronto today. Toronto, which is recognizable by its skyline. Everybody sees that CN Tower. You see it in Punjabi movies. You see it in Indian movies. That is the highlight of the Toronto skyline. And where ambition walks in through the front door every single morning. Specifically, we're talking about Toronto Metropolitan Universities. In the past, it was known as Ryerson University. It's in heart of Toronto, in Toronto CPT, which we'll be discussing today. And Sandra and Utkarsh would be the best persons to tell about that university. I'll just sum up for you what the university is about. This university is it's amongst the top nine most comprehensive universities in Canada. It's number two best university for student services. About 36,700 undergraduate students, students from 146 countries, 80 plus languages spoken on the university campus, and about 215,000 alumni in worldwide. It is the number one university based incubator in the world. So many numbers in favor of this university. Some says it's amongst top 10, some says it's number one. And today we'll be talking about the pathways, the undergraduate pathways, which TMUIC offers from the campus of TMU. Uh, Pathways, by now you all should be clear about what pathways is. I'll again start with a little definition of what pathways. Pathway is your direct entry to the bachelor's degree. You start the first year. Maybe your score is less, or you have been late while applying to the university, and there are no seats available direct in the university. You don't meet the direct entry requirements. Also, still you can go by the pathway. Pathway is year one of the university, taught on the university campus by TMUIC. This is the highlight is all class sizes, and the focus is on the students. The focus is on preparing the student for the university transition. And the most beautiful thing is no time wasted. You in the first year you spend on the pathway. It is the first year of the bachelor's degree. Second year you move directly to the second year of the university, and by that time you are very clear about what you want to do in the career, in your career, what you want to achieve in your career, and what specializations you want to do. The pathways are really a blessing. It's a very good way to study in a country, to study in a new country, to know which university where you're gonna study. So starting with Sandra. Sandra, welcome again. So we'll start with you. My first question goes to you. Like, Toronto needs no introduction, especially to our North India audience. You also would be seeing so many North Indian faces in Toronto and the suburbs around. But Toronto Metropolitan Universities is a name many families may not know as deeply as I told that firstly it was Ryerson University. But they know Western University or McGill more. Tell us what is TMU, where does it stand, and why should a student from India be paying attention to it?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for all the introductions. And actually, you gave a lot of data. You covered quite a lot of things that I prepared already,
Yeah.
which is great. It's a great overview. Maybe I just like talk about like I think like Toronto and like TMU, as what you just mentioned, we changed the name from Ryerson to TMU, Toronto Metropolitan University. I believe the new name actually showcased the key feature of our university being in the heart of downtown Toronto, one of the most metropolitan area in Canada or in the world. So actually, I would say like Toronto. When I introduce like TMU, definitely I would talk about like why Toronto and why TMU. They can't separate. Like you gave a lot of data, and actually the most like latest data is from the Statistic Canada recently, and our populations in the Toronto metropolitan area has officially crossed the 7 million mark. So we have tons of people in the key Toronto area. And first of all, Toronto is the Canadian biggest city, the largest city. We have the largest workforce as well. As what you say, we are right in the heart of downtown Toronto. Actually, the city is the students' classroom. So basically, your labs is just next door, doorsteps to all the opportunity, all the industry, and also the city is the students' future marketplace. I would say that being in Canada as a largest economic hub, which means that students don't have to wait until they graduate. They can start to build their network since day one because of the prime location. They are learning from people. Actually, they are helping them to build their future career, build the connections during their studies. With like millions of people and thousands of like business around the campus, actually walking step from the key financial district like Bay Street is just basically 15 to 20 minutes walking distance. All the landmark that you just mentioned, like CN Tower, or the Scotiabank Stadium, Rogers Centre, BMO Field, like the FIFA game is now on here in Toronto. Everything is within like 20 minutes walking distance from TMU campus. So actually, the Greater Toronto area provides students an instant safety net for students to build the alumni mentorship and also future career lead as well. And again, we are one of the most livable city globally, very vibrant, safe neighborhood. And even on campus, we are in the heart of downtown Toronto, but we have a very huge green space for students to enjoy, especially summer. Maybe snow time, student doesn't really want to enjoy on the green space, but like summertime, we see a lot of students bringing coffee, just chill out on campus. So it's a really, really nice campus. It's an open urban campus. So we see the prime location actually also capture a lot of like young people coming over. So that's why we are number one most useful city in the in Canada, driven by innovation and energy. So you will see a lot of students like we like every time when we have guests coming over, we usually will have a student panel. And what I heard from the guests is, oh, okay, I really like feel the energy and the vibes that TMU and TMUIC students bring over. So they feel that they have the energy. They're city boy, city girl. They are very extrovert. I don't have to do the introduction. They will jump into any a single conversation. So the energy of the young creator, the entrepreneurship around the campus, actually TMU mirrored this vibe perfectly through the famous Stone Learning, the incubator you just mentioned. Yes, we're the number one university-based incubator where students can turn their ideas into a real-world startup or social initiative. Actually, we have TMUIC alumni and TMU graduate take part into this startup, and they gain funding to run their project or work alongside with other students as well. So the city is progressive, I would say, and highly accessible for students. And because of the prime location I just mentioned, we are walking distance to a lot of like big corporations, whether it's national or international. So we are the home for a lot of like top like business and finance, tech, and media company in the world or in like Canada. We're headquartered for the big five Canadian bank here. A lot of like key insurance company. We are the third largest like tech sector in North America, right after New York and Silicon Valley. So also, if you like anything about broadcasting, music, media, fashion, here is the hub as well. So that's why we are TMU is a very career-focused, offer students a very career-focused approach, teaching approach. We are not like theoretical focused university. Of course, you will learn some theory, but at the end of the day, we hopefully student can like learn by doing. So co-op and internship are the key features of TMU curriculum design. So the downtown location, which offers students a massive advantage. You go into like the class in the morning, you go to attend a lecture in the morning, walk across the road, which is your internship or your part-time job. And then maybe evening time after you finish your work, you come back to the campus and maybe you run a committee or a club meeting at nighttime. 93% who students who actually looking for co-op at TMU, they will get a work term. And then 90% of students who actually took part in co-op during their study, they will get a job before they actually graduate. So because they know the people, they have the connection, also the industry people know who you are. Okay, you're a very good person. You are very talented. That's why I offer you a job before you graduate. With the prime location, so you don't need a car. Some students say, oh, I live in big city, maybe I have to spend a lot on like commute and everything, because a few buildings on TMU actually connect with the subway station as well. TMUIC building is on TMU campus, so we are connected with one of the subway station called College Station. The business school actually connect with another station, used to call like Dundas Station, now is TMU Station. So during stormy time or like rainy day, students don't have to worry, and you save a lot on the gas and car maintenance and parking as well, because parking in downtowns can be very hectic. Again, you mentioned we are very multicultural, and you're right. Like TMU has around 45,000 students in total, and then they are from like 180 countries. And for TMUIC, we have a much smaller community, but then our students are from 52 countries. So when you walk through the campus, you can hear students speaking like different kinds of language. You can definitely find your community. You don't feel alone. Like a lot of students say, oh, I'm so worried, but actually you will find a friend probably from your region quite easily. So I would say like TMU actually did so well in terms of like capturing like a very diverse student population. And I talked to one of the professors, actually he shared, he said, why I love teaching at TMUS and TMU is because of the diversity, because diversity actually enriches everyday classroom discussions on the same topic, because they come from different cultural background, they have different viewpoint. So it actually make the class more interesting, and students can learn from different community as well. And all the stat that you just mentioned is very accurate, where we are the top 10 comprehensive university. And then one more thing to mention is like we are one of the top 10 most employable like graduate in Canada as well, because of all these components and the prime location. Yeah. So I talk about Toronto and why TMU at the same time, because they cannot be separated.
I think really well said, Sandra well explained. Mr. Trivedi was talking about, Toronto being mentioned in the films. So right now when I travel across North India, so Punjab or Haryana or Delhi in that case, every student I talk to, they have some kind of a relative in Brampton, Toronto, and they keep showing me these memes, because the Gen Z are more of on Insta. So they keep showing these Brampton memes. And one thing I would like to re-emphasize here that, if they don't know, it's not a suburb university. So you are into the class, you step out, you are there in the downtown straight away. Again, like, a lot of universities in the US or any other big areas in Canada, you don't need a car actually, practically. And, I've discussed this with parents, I need to get a car, there is a risk of, so I need to get these insurances, I need to get all these payments done. No need. You just get your pass, and it's, I think, $100 or $150, and you are done for that. For the entire month, you just travel through the TTC. So it's that easy. And again, the rankings, like it's 2% ranked, like top 2% university in entire globe. So let's say if we imagine 20-30,000 universities, it's on the top 200-300 universities globally, and that's Times Education's ranking, not just a Canada ranking. It's like a global ranking.
Great. So on a lighter note, Sandra, I must tell you, back in Punjab, you'll see more Canadian flags than the Indian flags on buses, on cars, or on back of bikes. And if we have a referendum in Punjab, people like to join Canada than India.
Yeah, we have a very even from a student from India, they're from different region and different city, so they like get along really well, and then they enjoy the city life here in Toronto. Really.
Yeah. So changing gears now, let's get into academics. So what kind of students watching today? Many will be watching. So which students watching today should be paying close attention to TMUIC?
As far as I think, of course, they have to be a city boy and city girl. They love to like live in a vibrant city, and actually, like TMUIC, as what you say in the introduction, we offer an alternative entry point for international students to join TMU, and then we well prepare them in the first stage, right? So we have like program leading into several faculties, so including Ted Rogers School of Management, which is the business school. We have a program leading into the creative school, which is like BA in creative industry, science faculty, engineering, and arts as well. So basically, we cover a wide range of options that Indian students will be interested. I would like to highlight a few options according to my observation and maybe the upcoming trend as well. First of all, I think mechatronic is one of the very popular one, or computer engineering. For mechanical, mechatronic is seeing a more massive surge in the interest from India market due to its like more multidiscipline nature, I would say. Because like if you study maybe civil engineering, mechanical engineering, electrical, students say, okay, this is the only career focus that I can lead into at the end of the day. But mechatronics is more diverse. So we combine like mechanical engineering, electronic, computer hardware, and robotic. Robotic is like something like very hot and popular nowadays. Of course, they are also accredited by the professional body here. So at the end of the day, after you graduate, if you take co-op, then end up you do like 48 months like professional training or work experience that you'll be able to sit the exam and get the professional engineer destination here in Canada. And then you can tap into a fast growing industry like automations or electric vehicle like industry here in Canada. So students like maybe aim at like being a robotic engineer, automation specialist, or hardware developer, system engineer, these things, they are looking at mechatronics. And of course, like, there's a bunch of students also interested in like software, hardware and firmware mix curriculum. They will target like computer engineering. I always mention like here is the hub for media broadcasting and creative economy. So creative economy actually cover quite a wide range of things like acting, drama, film, publishing, right? Fashion, all these things actually is sitting under the creative economy. So we have a very unique program called Creative Industry. I get more inquiry from India student nowadays. Maybe it's because like TMU is the world's like first ever university offer a course dedicated entirely to a Punjabi artist. So I'm not so sure whether you guess who is it. So they run a course called The Music and the Influence of Diljit Dosanjh, right? It's hopefully I can pronounce his name right.
Yeah.
He just recently holds a concert here in Toronto. TMU students actually attend the concert as well. So the program is developed by like TMU Creative School in partnership with like Billboard Canada as well. So we are not just like talking about academic, right? But his massive like career actually teach students about the global media entrepreneurship, the economy of the cultural export, right, and how original sound actually completely disrupt Western pop culture. So it's a really, really interesting courses. And I share with some of the agents in India last year when we first announced that TMU offered this course under the creative school. And then they start asking, oh, what kind of program you guys like offer a pathway leading into the creative school? So we only got one program, which is the BA in creative industry. So I would say it's a wild card under the TMUIC portfolio. So it actually set TMU apart. And it's a rapidly growing traction among the new generation as well. So, for example, like you love live entertainment, so you don't have to be the one who actually play on the stage, playing guitar, or you're the one singing on the stage, but like you're the one how to host the events, how to manage the maybe sponsorship, the ticketing, the workflow, and how to organize. For example, like as what I say, Diljit just like came here for a tour, for example, a world tour and Toronto is part of it. How you organize the whole crew, like where they're going to stay, transportation, promotion, fans engagement, that kind of thing. So you're the one who actually manage the whole creative ecosystem. You're not just the one who's singing or dancing on the stage. So I think this one is really, really big thing because with the AI generation or age kicking in, right? You don't have to do the design, right? Maybe you can use AI to do any kind of design. But after you have the design, how to protect that asset. All right, how to deal with the intellectual property, how to maybe you have a film ready, and then how you sell this film to Netflix. Right? Maybe the frame is that you include a very big celebrity. Okay, maybe this deal is multi-billions dollars. So it involves a lot of like human interaction on this kind of negotiation. Creative industry program is definitely catered for this function. So at the end of the day, the program opened the door to the whole economy, not just being a designer or a singer or just a guitar player. So this is another thing. So you actually like you study at TMU creative school, you see yourself reflected in the curriculum because of this like interesting courses. Of course, like biomedical science is always popular because like quite a lot of students they want to get into a high impact like healthcare setting and also biotech as well. But they say, oh, I don't really want to commit a bachelor degree and then I do a graduate school and get to a medical degree is a long journey, right? So that's why they are interested to do the biomedical science as a starting point and see which area they're really interested. Maybe they pursue a master afterwards. So the major blend with like molecular biology with medical diagnosis. So with like our location in downtown Toronto, we are so close to a lot of like research center and hospital as well. And then I think in the past, quite a lot of students interested in doing economic and finance. And I asked most of them is first of all, we don't have a math prerequisite, and there's quite a lot of students from India, maybe they're missing CBSE grade 12 maths. So we have another alternative for them to come to do the economics and finance. Graduate is now working at Sun Life Insurance, working at TD Bank, we keep working with RBC, lots of big company here in Canada. So because of the global like banking sector is very competitive, right? You either do a finance or you either do an economic program probably cannot like accommodate you into every single job. But then this program allows you to have a dual focus, so you can gain a more competitive advantage after you graduate, and also the program embedded with like co-op and also internship opportunity as well. So if any students or anyone sitting on this call actually love math or data modeling or statistics, so this one is very emphasis on like strong quantitative and predictive skills. So this is like something that Indian students really like, as what I like understand when I talk to them. I'm not good at math, so definitely I'm not going to choose ENF. But I see quite a lot of students, they graduate, they can easily land on the job because like TMU has a very strong industry connections with a lot of like industry around this area as well. Yeah, I think these are most of the things, but then we also got we also got a new major coming up, which is health services management. So if students interested to do something related to health services, that will be another thing under the commerce program as well. Yeah.
So
I think one of the
Utkarsh,
most yes.
yes, you please tell us.
Just one thing, like one of the most underrated programs that I feel like everything is covered. Just one program I think which really adds value to students is hospitality and tourism management.
That was
I'll give you an
what I was
example.
about to say, aligning with the
Okay,
creative arts, the Diljit show which they had there.
exactly,
So hospitality and tourism
exactly.
management stands out.
Yeah.
Exactly. So Toronto is like one of the biggest hubs for tourism.
Correct.
And it attracts also all the big events, like all the film festivals, major events like Diljit concert. Everybody comes there. So they
Yeah.
need hotels for people to stay. And all of these are big 5-star, 7-star hotels. And they
Right.
need staff. So
Yeah.
TMUIC provides that program. And more importantly, they have this 1000 hours industry work related program. So basically, they have a chance to participate in a 16-month long co-op option. So you're not just studying it, you are also participating and working it. So you're not walking out with your degree. You're
Right.
walking
Right.
out with an experience. And let's say a student who is in Ludhiana, parents are owning a banquet hall, they're hosting events and they're managing catering or whatever, like similar business. The
Yeah.
student is not a tech student. I won't push that student, you go for computer science. They're not made for it. They will definitely struggle with computer science. But with programs like this, they get that Canada exposure. They know their skills from India. They can get the Canada contacts intact, and then this turns out to be a very successful program because mostly IT programs, AI related programs are more famous. So hotel management and tourism management is again a very successful venture when you come to Toronto, especially in Canada.
Yeah, you're right. I think hospitality and tourism management is a hidden gem at TMU, right? Quite a lot of students or parents think, oh, after I graduate, maybe I just work as a front desk or a travel agent. So why I have to do a degree? So we are a
Yeah.
popular university offering a bachelor degree, which is focusing on management and leadership, right? And there's a lot of AI component as well in the program, right? And as what you say, because we are in downtown Toronto, there's a lot of visitors to throughout the years. I think over 28 millions I visited throughout the years, not just like coming for fun, but my business traveler as well. We have a lot of conference here, and the 1,000 hours I pay in work experience is something that really good. And also we send students overseas to do different kind of like international competition as well. So yeah, it's a great place to do, and we're the first one in North America to offer this kind of like program as a university setup, and we are the only university with the Smart Plus like accreditation for this program. If you check the list, the rest of the program is also all from like college, which is more hands-on. But when I say like some students they choose hospitality and tourism management, they may think about, oh, I just don't want to do all theoretical thing. But actually, TMU offer an F&B option, food and beverage option in their third and fourth year. They can do their practicum or some like experiential learning on campus. So we have an on-site restaurant open to public, and the student can do their practicum on-site as well. So it's really handy.
So before we move to the next section, I'd like to remind guys there's a QR code on the screen. You can anytime scan this QR code, you'll be routed to a WhatsApp group message wherein you can send us your details about your profile and other things, and we can just get your profile, say analyzed by the experts straight away, and just tell you the scholarships available, and there will be some special scholarships for the guys who get it done today. So don't forget to scan your profile on scan this QR code and send us your profile on WhatsApp. So moving to next section, there would be some parents also watching today. The parent watching today might say, TMU accepts international students directly. So why should my child go through a pathway? Why not directly to TMU?
Mm.
So I like Utkarsh, you throw some light on it, and then Sandra will then say some expert comments on that.
Sure, sure. I'll explain you in a very basic concept. So if you go to Reddit, so on Reddit you find the real comments from the students from the entire world. They comment, they share their ideas and views. So I read this comment from a student where they said, I was 85% holder in CBSE. And when I went to the first year in a Canadian institute, I was like completely bombed by the essay because I have never written a thesis argument, and you'll find a lot of people struggling because the academic structure is so different. Considering that, when a student gets into TMUIC, there in the first year, when you get directly into the college, the professors will not teach you how do you write your assessment, how do you write your assignment. It's a class size of 200, 300 students. Here it's a smaller class size. They'll teach you, this is how you write your essay, this is how you write your thesis. Nobody's tracking you. Are you good enough or not in this? Nobody checks on you. You have to thrive on your own. Second thing, there is no application fees. It is a very important point. When you apply to TMUIC, you don't have to pay any application fees. There are advisors to support you. There are wellness support people because there is a cultural change. They will handhold you. It will give you a soft landing. And you're already a part of the Canada community before you even arrive, because the culture is very different. Although you'll find friends and people around. Second thing, the offer turnaround is very fast. So you'll get offers very quickly compared to any if you apply directly to TMU. Again, direct admission requires months and months of process, higher English scores. It's very competitive. You need to be a 80%, 90% student. Here, even if you have scored realistically, even if you have scored humbly, you are admissible. Like the requirement is somewhere around 55%, like in terms of an overall requirement. And even if the student has scored somewhere around 30, 35%, they are eligible for a foundation program. That's where the university plays a role. That's where the pathway plays a role. That's where our international year one program is tailored in such a way that they support the students. Let's say you are late for an application, still you have a chance to go. Even if you have scored 40%, 50%, 60%, you have a chance to go into a very high ranked institution. So it makes the university more accessible, which is on a very high rank institution, and you don't have to be discouraged that I have not scored well. and I won't be able to study in a very good prestigious institution. This is like a very important point. More importantly, the student, the children, the parents ask, is not my child good enough for a direct entry? That's the main question that the parents ask. What I say is, the question is, like, do you want your child to succeed? Because you don't know if your child will pass to the second year because of the curriculum change. So if you want your child to succeed, this it comes out to be a very better and convenient option in terms of international year one. And from a student's perspective, if you go into international year one, the number of years is just 4. There is no extra year you do. So it's just like simple, and you get the visa also like similar to any direct entry. So that's a very basic explanation why TMUIC at times come as a very, very, very better option than any normal university option when you go into direct entry.
Yeah, you're spot on. Actually, we offer like more accessible like support system because we have a dedicated team like on campus, so you don't have to line up and fight for a spot with like 40,000 undergraduate students at TMU International Center. First of all, we are on university campus, so students are holding TMU student card from day one. They can access to all the facilities. The curriculum is from TMU. If you're doing international year one program, you are doing the first common core courses from your bachelor degree. So even direct admission students, they're doing the same set of courses. The international students supporting from TMU coming over and support like visa extension. Some students expire, they forgot to renew. They also help on restore the status as well. Our instructor is from TMU. They're teaching at TMU, TMUIC, and also from other university as well. And as what everyone just mentioned, we also offer alternative options for students who are missing prerequisites, give you a second chance, right? Because the curriculum that's set up in different like country is very varied, right? I want to take maths, but then the curriculum is not allowing me to take maths, right? So is it the end of the world? As well, I mentioned like economics and finance, or commerce, or science, or engineering. You're missing maths or science program, and this is why TMUIC is here to offer you alternative options. You will make up these courses in your first term. Depends on how many courses you miss. You miss everything, maybe you need extra term. But if you only miss one maths, maybe you add on 1 or 2 maths courses alongside with the international year one courses. You still can finish everything within 1 year and then transfer the 10 credits to your second year. So you don't have to like redo your high school again or find a way to make up that courses. We have 95% success rate. We pretty much handle every single student. We also have an early alert system to identify students actually on academic risk as well. So we will get the student come to the advising office and introduce some like workshop to them and support them, set up a regular advising check-in, also advise them on further course planning, because most of the time students say, oh, I'm confident I would take like 4 courses, like 5 courses, but actually when we look at your score, maybe we'll recommend, okay, let's take it easy. Maybe you do 3 first. If you can do well, next time you can add on more study load, that kind of thing. This year is the 5 years partnership with TMU. Our partnership is still pretty new, but then with such a high successful rate, we're really proud of the data. And our graduate, as what I just mentioned, they're now working in all around the world and also in Canada, in Royal Bank Canada, TD Bank, Bombardier, Sun Life, Adidas, Morgan Stanley as well. So we still stay in touch with most of them and try to see like how they're doing. And then, yeah, I think the support is like all the students like they're looking for, and then you don't know to lose any time to choosing TMUIC as an alternative option.
So before I move to the next section, there's a question by a student named Nimi. He says, I've completed my class 12 2026, interested in diploma program. So, sir, ma'am, should I apply for a diploma? Should I go for bachelor's degree? Nimi, you should go for a bachelor degree if you're looking for visa chances, because your question says you are asking about visa chances. There are the visa chances with degrees are definitely much higher if you compare it with diploma. If I go by statistics, for diploma programs, the visa success rate is somewhere around 26 to 30%. And for degree programs, the visa success rate goes about 60%. And with a university like TMUIC pathway, the visa success rate even goes much more than that. So if you are looking from the visa perspective, go for a degree program, which is more advisable than going for a diploma program. So coming to the
I'll
next
also
section.
add one,
Yes,
sorry.
yes,
I'll just
yes,
add
yes,
one thing, which is
yes, yes,
the
please.
students are not aware is, try to understand, in a diploma program, you're not able to study any subject of field. So basically, when you do an undergrad degree in your postgraduate work visa, when you get postgraduate employment, the 3 years, you can work in any field.
Yeah.
But when you get into diploma, you have that restriction. You have to only work in the field you get your diploma. There is no freedom. This
So now,
difference is huge.
perfect. Now coming to the part of money, money, money. So let's talk numbers. Parents want to plan. What kind of investments we are looking at when the students want to study at TMUIC?
Mm.
And please do tell me about some scholarships also, Sandra.
Sure, sure, sure. So it's almost come to the end of the recruitment season for our upcoming fall intake, but we're still getting some last minute application from India and all around the world as well. So for our international year one program, which means students already complete the high school certificate in India and get like certain grade, our entry requirement is around 55%. If you come in and do any professional stream like STEM stream, like science engineering, we have prerequisite requirement as well in maths and science. But overall, like the international year one, we offer 10 courses, and the tuition fee is like 36,468, so around like 37,000, just round up. If you didn't meet a 55, or then we will offer you a foundation option that is around 28,397, like for 8 foundation courses. But we offer a fast track option for foundation students that you can try 4 months. If you did really well, you can jump onto international year one after 4 months. So you save the time. It's a game changer. The rules are inside like TMUIC practice. In terms of scholarship, like we still offer like $2,000 entrance scholarship till the end of June. So we have another early acceptance scholarship before, but that one is already end. So the current scholarship is up to the end of June because we usually work backwards. So we think about like how long does it take for student to process the visa, right? There's no point for me to offer you a scholarship one day before the class commences and you won't be able to get it because you won't get the visa on time to start the class. So that's why if you apply and accept and pay the deposit by end of June, we will offer every single student from India a $2,000 entrance scholarship. But then once you started, every single semester we also pick like the best academic performer to get like academic merit scholarship. We also offer like engagement scholarship, resilience scholarship. We have different kind of scholarship available as an ongoing approach as well. So this is the tuition fee. Yeah.
Shall I add living cost if the students ask for that?
Yeah, so
Like
depends so TMUIC students they cannot apply to TMU housing because TMU housing only got 1,100 bed for their 45,000 students. So even TMU students, they have to look for a private residence just like right next to campus. Right next, I mean basically across the road, right? Or 10 minutes walking distance. So depends on where you live and also what sort of accommodation that you're looking for. We have students paying 600 per month to 800 per month. We also have students staying as a proper like a private student resident with all the gym, all the playroom, patio, study room, everything. So they are paying around 1,500 to 2,500, depends on the floor plan that student looking for. You can look for a 2-bedroom share apartment, 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom, or you can rent the whole studio, right? And then you add on your like commute as what you just mentioned, $100-something to cover the whole month. And to be honest, you don't have to come to class every day, maybe only 4 days or 3 days a week, depends on how you schedule your timetable. And then you have to pay for example, a small stationery and also some learning materials, right? And also entertainment is another key thing, right? I would say like the first year, maybe I recommend students or parents that are more high-end budget because you don't know the neighborhood, right? It's easier not to go for private rental because you have to deal with all the hydro, electricity, like maintenance or internet and that kind of thing, and then you never see the place, right? I don't know where is it, I don't know how they manage it, I don't know who is living next door. So it's like if like based on student who living as student resident, I would say the first year will be around $28,000 to $32,000 to cover everything plus the tuition is a more realistic thing. I'm not going to sugarcoat the costing, but then usually after the first year or after 8 months, students usually move out, they share a room. And when I asked them how much they're paying, I was, really? You can find something in downtown with only $600 per month. But then of course they share with several students in the house. Yeah.
So today morning I was preparing for webinar doing some homework from my end, and I happened to open TMU's website. I saw something there called DMZ.
Yeah.
Throw some light on that. What is that, and why does it matter for a student from India who wants to build a career in Canada?
Yeah, okay, okay. You found the gym in at TMU because it's one of the key feature as well as what you mentioned with the number one university based incubator. So DMZ is actually a tech powerhouse right on our campus, right? So we help students like startup raise billions of dollars and also create thousands of jobs on campus throughout the year. So they are not just catered for TMU students; they're also open to public as well. So the DMZ, I would say, is the crown jewel of a much larger like network, the zone learning, right? So not just DMZ, but then actually under the incubator network at TMU, they have 10 specialized incubator. So DMZ is only focusing on digital media area. Of course, they're really well known in the world because they are bigger, they're huge, they're massive. They support a lot of startup in the past. But actually under the zone learning at TMU, they also got other 9 specialized incubator focused on, like, for example, biomedical, social venture, fashion, maybe clear energy or legal, that kind of thing. The students can do whatever they want. They can engage in all the like project, or like they can, like, you can have your own idea and then they can support you and to see whether your project or your idea can turn into real venture or project. Otherwise, you can work alongside with some existing project that to showcase your talent. Okay, I'm really good at marketing or communication. They're looking for talent in this area. Then you work on that project alongside. Then you learn different kind of like skill set. So DMZ is more like focusing on artificial like intelligence, digital media part. But then if you want to launch a healthcare solution, quite a lot of like project at TMU is like, for example, develop a glucose monitor watch. That kind of thing will be under the biomedical zone. So that's the TMU and also a hospital-based incubator. So they helped you on set up like interface, all the medical data and everything. So this is something that open to all students. You don't need your original ideas to join. You can work on other projects, and I would say it's an ultimate career launchpad, and you can start from day one. Yeah.
Sandra, I want to ask a blunt question straight away.
Mm.
Uh, for the students who want to go into good employment in Canada or start up their own businesses in Canada, what edge do they have if they are studying with TMU vis-a-vis any other good university?
Um, I would say, like, because in most of the traditional university, like with the name that you mentioned at the very beginning, like everyone know who they are. They rank really high in the world, right? So most of the traditional university, they are located in a more isolated or self-contained like college town, right? They're not in the heart of downtown Toronto. So that's why if you want to pitch an idea, you want to pitch a partner, secure an internship, or build your network, or even like with a corporate executive or like alumni coming back to share experience, and you may have to like travel, right? The outreach is more challenging. And then also like at TMU, many courses actually provide talk to students outside the classroom and meet with industry people. For example, there's a sports marketing courses. A student pitch an idea or to promote cracker to newcomer like women, okay, to like Scotiabank or TD Bank. So they give like advice to student. Okay, this is the right thing, and then like how much budget you're looking for. So it's a real like business case study, right? So I would say for future founder, you can literally like build and stress test and fund your business like for credit, okay, alongside with your study, right? You can utilizing like free co-working space, legal support, and access to venture funding right on campus. But then if for students who are looking for more career-driven focus. So you don't need your like business idea. Maybe through the program, they will do some kind of like virtual venture match. So to pair you up with like some like fast-growing startup team on campus, so you can work alongside. You can get early stage and high responsibility experience. Like build your tech or running marketing campaign, pitching client, funding. That make a standard entry level resume look more promising when you apply for a job. So I think this is the thing that we stand out from other university. Yeah.
I think I'll just say in Hindi for the students who are watching.
Yeah.
अगर आप सर्च कर सकते हो तो देयर इज अ बिजनेस कॉल्ड क्लियर कार्डियो. उन लोगों ने क्या किया है, एक वेरिएबल बनाया है जस्ट टू ट्रैक योर हार्ट बीट्स एंड हार्ट मेजरमेंट. ये एक बेस कैंप होता है विच इज कॉल्ड डीएमजी, विच इज इन टीएमयूआईसी, विच इज इन टीएमयू. सो ये बच्चों ने बेस कैंप से स्टार्टअप को बनाया विद नो एक्सपीरियंस। तो जब आप इंडिया में होते हो, आपका नेटवर्क इंडिया का होता है। व्हेन यू कम टू कनाडा यू हैव जीरो नेटवर्क। सो द यूनिवर्सिटी प्रोवाइड्स यू दैट नेटवर्क कि आप जाकर के वीसीज के आगे अपना आइडिया पिच कर सको। तो देर आर मेनी पार्ट्स टू इट। एक होता है बेस कैंप, जहां पर आप 8 वीक्स के लिए एक इंक्यूबेशन प्रोग्राम में डाले जाते हो फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट। The teams will pitch the programs and they have a reward money of $5,000 if your idea is selected. Again एक sandbox करके DMZ में होता है, where there's a sandbox thing जो बहुत early idea stage पे, जिनको कुछ नहीं पता, कोई idea मतलब business कैसे run करते, they have no idea, it's just experimentation focus. फिर एक incubator होता है which is pre-seed, फिर उसके बाद एक ventures आता है जहाँ पर it is more of an investment. There is another startup called Near Me. Near Me करके startup है which based on geolocation and there is an app connecting all the post secondary students. तो ये भी बेस कैंप has come out of DMZ. So ये जो फीचर है it is very very important, जो भी एक स्टार्टअप पर्सपेक्टिव से आ रहा है बच्चा, उनके लिए मेन इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग जो कोऑप है, इट हैज वन ऑफ द मोस्ट सक्सेसफुल कोऑप प्रोग्राम्स जहां बच्चों को कोऑप मिलता ही मिलता है। So all these facilities, because आपको experience मिला, now you are ready to work in a Canadian company because now you have an experience and it's a long co-op. It gives you that experience. So that is what the university adds.
Yeah, basically TMU graduate who's at the point of graduation, they already spent at least a few years navigating the Canadian market and their future, right? Their job prospects and everything. Yeah, but of course, you have to be engaged. Yeah, they won't come to you. You have to go over and look for those resources and engage as much as you can during your studies.
So we spoke about internships, we spoke about placement, we spoke about DMZs, and we spoke about incubators. So now, one question which everybody will like to know, will like to have an answer to, the parents and the students who are listening to it or who might listen to this in future. What happens after graduation? What happens with the post-study work? What happens with the PR pathways? And how is how much chances are of success after this degree? What has been the previous alumni been doing? All these questions are also very important, especially in the current scenario, the post-study work and the PR pathways.
Yeah, as what we just mentioned, if students graduate with a full bachelor degree from a Canadian public university, popular university, I would say, you're eligible for a postgraduate work permit, the PGWP, for up to 3 years, right? And also in that 3 years, you can live here, work here, and probably build your permanent life here, anywhere in Canada, and completely exempt from any restrictive field of study. So you can do whatever you like. And then according to my experience, we host a celebration last year for our graduate from TMU. Most of them actually found a job already, and one of them actually working with us at the moment as a finance officer in Vancouver office. So I would say to study at public university, you have a more guaranteed pathway into a PGWP or your work life here. And also, if you choose to do a co-op, as I mentioned at the very beginning, it allows you to have a higher chance to land on a permanent job because you already know the culture, already know the work ethic here in Canada, and also you already got some kind of Canadian experience. It helps a lot. So most of the program, they allowed you to 100% of the program actually is embedded with experiential learning, and I would say pretty much all the program, they will offer an optional co-op. Some of them are a mandatory co-op, a majority are optional co-op. If you are keen to do a co-op, you can take one year off, do a 12 months or 16 months or up to 20 months for science students to gain a full-time work experience with pay. All right. Otherwise, if I want to graduate on time, you can still do internship between summer. So we have some commerce students say, hey, I still want to graduate within 4 years. I just take every summer off, and then I do an internship and get paid. So these are the Canadian experience they can build. So because you are in the Canada job engine, you're in downtown Toronto, right? So here is the hub pretty much for everything. So yeah, everything is just across the road. So I would say TMU also offer a lot of career support on campus as well. So students don't have to worry. You can talk to consultant. They can identify your strength and weakness, and then they can identify or tell you what is the job searching strategy in the future. So we offer a pathway into TMUIC, but I think TMU actually offer I would say a direct launch pad to your future career here in Canada. Yeah.
And I think there was a policy change also in 2024 where the diploma students, they need to be in the shortage list
Mm,
to get a postgraduate work permit. So when you study in TMUIC, you get a 3 years work permit.
yeah.
Again, makes you eligible for the express entry. The points you get, it makes you
Mm,
that eligible because the duration is 1 year. More importantly, I would say your co-op experience, like Sandra already mentioned, it really counts. The students who come on a diploma, they don't have that experience,
mm,
and there is no subject to field study restriction.
mm,
When you study, you can work anywhere in Canada for 3 years. There is no restriction कि आपको इसी चीज में काम करना है. You want to work in this industry or that industry. Obviously, it's always feasible and it's always advisable you work in the industry you did your education. But there is no restrictions as such compared to other options. Again, when you are into your postgraduate work permit, so just start learning basic French. It will earn you express entry points. Like
yeah.
it's a very very basic thing. Like every 12 to 18 months, there are draws, etc. So why not take the advantage of the 3 years that the university is giving you
Mm.
as a work permit? You can work there, so it increases their chance to find employment after the 3 years. And it's a long 7-year journey.
Mm.
Utkarsh, I'm taking some questions also. There's one question by Sangeeta Mishra. He wants to know minimum requirement of percentage for engineering programs.
Mm. So engineering is a 55% in 4 academic subjects, but then also we look at prerequisite in physics, chemistry, and also maths as well. So you must have grade 12 maths, physics, and chemistry in order to get direct admissions into our international year one in engineering, no matter which major under engineering you want to choose. But then if you're missing any of this, we also offer extra support in the first term, or if you're missing everything. So some students they took like physics and chemistry and maths, but then they don't hit 55 or 60%. Then we offer extra one term to redo all these site three prerequisites. So it depends on your background. Then would be good to share the transcript and then maybe put in an application. That's what we say. We don't charge you any application fee. We can tell you, okay, this is your study journey and this is your pathway within probably 25 to 48 hours. Yeah.
So, students, if you guys are little average students or you could not manage some very good scores in class 12th, this is an opportunity for you to enter into a elite university where you can put in an effort, try to mend ways, try to learn more, try to get good scores, and then move on to the second year in the university. Otherwise, with the lower scores in academics, you can't even dream of. So, that's a very good opportunity which you should avail. Another question is from Mehak Deep. He says, is it necessary to show extra funds in Canada even after paying GIC? So, Mehak, yes, it has to be because a previous system has gone now. The Canadian embassy wants to see your family's income. They want to see your bank accounts. So, even after paying your GIC, because let me tell you one more thing, the TMUIC does not want you to pay full 1 year fee in advance. You can even pay 6 months fee and start off your application process. But yes, the balance 6 months fees and little more funds you have to show in savings. This will strengthen your application, and your family should also be showing their income by the way of income tax returns and your business proofs. This just cements the thing that your family can financially afford for you to study in Canada. So that is very important. Just don't rely on GIC only. That was, I think, that question is very important, Utkarsh, because हम देख रहे हैं ना स्टूडेंट्स अभी भी कई एजेंट्स भी सिर्फ जीआईसी के साथ फाइल लगा रहे हैं.
Exactly.
सिर्फ जीआई के साथ वीजा नहीं मिलने वाला. आपको टैक्स रिटर्न्स भी लगानी है और स्टेटमेंट्स भी लगानी है.
IRCC is so on a high scrutinize. वो देखना चाहते हैं, मतलब nobody wants. So उनका आइडियोलॉजी क्या है? They
तो
don't want to
एसपीपी
see you
खत्म हो
grow.
चुका है, ये चीज समझने वाली. एसपीपी खत्म हो चुका हुआ है.
Exactly. एंड वो नहीं चाहते आप जाकर के स्ट्रगल करो कि आपके पास सिर्फ 6 महीना का पैसा है. यू ओनली हैव दैट वन वे. दे चेक दैट, एंड द मोर द फंड्स द बेटर इट इज. एंड ये आपको एक जो अच्छे कंसल्टेंट है ना, वो आपको बताएंगे. दे डोंट वांट कि आप चलो आ जाओ हम एप्लीकेशन डाल देंगे. इफ somebody is telling you clearली upfront कि नहीं ये रिक्वायरमेंट है, दिस इज द एक्चुअल रियलिटी, it is very good to be transparent in that case क्योंकि they look at those funds. The whole
Right.
intention is that.
So today we explored Toronto. We went to the CBD. We saw the city center. We saw Toronto Metropolitan University. The city actually needs no introduction when we talk about Indian market, or especially North India market. But this university TMU, it deserves more attention than it currently gets from Indian market. I believe with time things are changing for the positive for this university. The Indian students, the diaspora which is already studying there, the alumni. I tell you with my experience, yesterday I was speaking to Avni Dogra, the student I sent about, I believe, 3 years back. She's into her final year now. She had two beautiful internships, very good internships, and she was so much happy and satisfied studying at TMUIC. She started her path at TMUIC and then graduated into second year of TMU. She was so happy, so satisfied. I tell you, her family is blessing me like that I referred them to TMU. They were very happy, and she sees a beautiful future ahead for her. So that's the beauty of TMU. Uh, we have done. Thank you. So we have done three cities, guys. Now, first in Calgary, then we went to Waterloo and Toronto. Three different cities, different cultures, different kind of economies, but then one Canada. Tomorrow we'll be going to Winnipeg, where we have University of Manitoba sponsored International College of Manitoba. I've sent so many students there to ICM. Many of them have gone on to complete their degrees with the University of Manitoba, and all of them have, most of them, I'll say, have settled in Canada. They have made some good careers. They're into good jobs or into good business. So tomorrow we'll be exploring Manitoba and University of Manitoba. The representative from University of Manitoba will be joining us 4:30 p.m. tomorrow. So be there. That's also going to be very exciting time tomorrow. So once again, thank you very much, Sandra. You took out
Thank you
time,
so much.
and I really appreciate you. It's like coming out of your heart. It's coming out of your heart. You're just speaking like in a flow, like because it's your daily business also, daily job also. But you meeting students, you meeting agents, so that's coming straight from the heart. What you all told us,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
thank
Lot
you,
of
Utkarsh.
passion.
Thanks so much for your time.
Anytime.
That's
Thank you
very
so much.
passionate.
Anytime.
Really appreciate.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Thank you
Thank you.
for
Have a good
organizing
time,
Thank
this.
guys.
you.